I think it's the Wimbledon that we'll remember for a long time to come. 2 weeks ago, I was at Wimbledon, wasn't I, outside chatting to fans. We saw first-round wins on centre court for Murray, Raducanu. Williams dumped out in round one. John Isner broke the all-time record for most aces. We saw deep runs for the likes of Brody, Bolter, Watson. Norrie got to the semis. Nick Kyrgios stole the headlines, didn't he, Laura? Before it ended with Novak Djokovic being crowned the champion again. But it ended with the legend Sue Barker bidding an emotional farewell to Wimbledon following her final stint presenting the coverage. She's hanging up the microphone after 30 years of fronting the tournament. She was reduced to tears. There was a lovely montage and package right at the end. Some of the biggest names, not just in tennis but in sport, paying tribute to her. It was incredibly emotional. Before I just read out some of the best tweets and social media reaction, Ali, she the voice of Wimbledon my whole entire life. I can't quite imagine putting it on and not seeing her. You know her very well. 30 years, what a stint.
Listen, Sam, she's the best. She really is. She's the greatest. The fact of the matter is, you've probably read some of the quotes this morning. I mean, from the general public, obviously, who absolutely adore her, as they should, because she's been absolutely tremendous, first class, great broadcaster, obviously knows her stuff. But when you get people like Federer, Billie Jean King, all these guys obviously paying tribute, as they should as well, that, it'll mean as much to her getting the tributes from people like that as it would be from the general public. She's one of these broadcasters, I think, Sam Woodsy, where you watch her on the television, and you'll know what I mean here. You watch her on the television, you kind of grow up with her, and it's as if she's part of the family. It's as if she's sitting in the living room with you. Do you know what I mean? That's the biggest compliment you could pay her. She's brilliant, a great girl, man.
Some of the tweets, Laura, that were coming in last night was wonderful. Just read some of them now. From Billie Jean King: the gold standards for presenters, the GOAT herself, an inspiration for all who wish to follow in the footsteps of a 30-year career. Liam Brody tweeted: done more for the sport than most players have. Thank you for everything. You've been part of my Wimbledon experience, from being an 8-year-old kid watching in the front room with the summer sun beaming in through the windows. Sue Barker is a national treasure. Gethin Jones: I'm not crying, you're crying. Just heard one of my neighbours give her a round of applause after that montage. I like this one from Dave Edwards. John McEnroe's one-man campaign to get Sue Barker to change her mind about retiring is one of the best things from this year's Wimbledon. And just one more from Tim Vine. He said it was a great match, but the perfect end now would be for Sue Barker to be carried over the top of the crowd in a chair with the whole of Wimbledon chanting, "Sue Barker, please don't go." Laura, is she someone that you sort of growing up wanting to get into the industry? Is she someone that you'd watch and sort of aspire to be?
Yeah, I think all of my generation pretty much remember Sue Barker on Question of Sport, things like that, where she was just exceptional. She was just brilliant. She handled the likes of Alan McCoist with such poise. She was just wonderful. She has a bit of everything as a presenter, I think, because she manages. She manages to do this thing where she is incredibly warm. She makes you feel like she's your friend, but she also has this great authority. And I always remember you guys taking the mic, being like kids in school, and then every now and then she would just crack the whip, and then you were back in the room. She was kind of like, you can mess around but not too much.
Correct. I can tell you right now, Sam, would you? She can handle herself as well. Don't worry about that. When there's a bit of flack flying about, Sue could handle it, no bother.
Really?
She give it.
She seems too nice for that. I can't imagine her getting angry.
But
she was brilliant.
But she also, Ali, people always ask, like, for female broadcasters, they always ask, who are your female inspirations? And for us, for our generation, looking at people who used to inspire us, I think the best compliment I could give Sue Barker is that it was never that she was a woman that I aspired to be like her, or to be, as Billie Jean King said, that kind of gold standard, to try and reach that gold standard. It was never that. It was just that she was an excellent broadcaster, full stop. And someone that you could really warm to. You turn on the telly, you knew who Sue Barker was, you heard her voice, and it just felt normal, didn't it? And very, very good. So I think we'll all miss her. It really is the end of an era, really, isn't it? Yeah, it is sad. It is. I'm sure we'll see her. I hope we'll see her doing something else. I can't imagine what that might be. Because Wimbledon is Wimbledon, but the Tour de France, you never know. You'll never know. Anyway, yeah, she's just brilliant. So 81089 at TS Breakfast if you wanted to send in your own tributes to Sue Barker, step down from Wimbledon after 30 years. What an innings. That's incredible, Sam, isn't it?
And big boost to Phil now, isn't it, as well?
Who's going to come
Good
in
luck.
next?
It's like replacing Fergie, isn't it? You know, you want to be the one after the one, don't you?
Yeah, you really do. There'll be some brilliant people potentially in the offing there. Ali McCoy, do you fancy it?
No, I'm quite happy here with you if that's okay. You might fancy it though.
I said this earlier on. Can you imagine the carnage if it was me?
Yeah.
Everything would go in the opposite direction.
Nick Kyrgios would be complaining about your behaviour after 701 drinks.
I'd have to be staying over at Wimbledon on centre court to make sure I don't miss the show in the morning. Anyway, Sue Barker, an absolute legend. Oh, wow. Amazing. Right, Sammy, thank you very much. Coming up on the show, we've got your news and sport, and then after that, we will be joined by the brilliant Mr. Jamie O'Hara for a couple of hours on talkSPORT Breakfast. And keep your messages coming through. We will read through and get through as many of those as we can. 7:57.